Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy. I hope you're doing really well wherever or whenever in the world that you are. Welcome to another TBR video. Today I'm going to be talking about the readathons I'm participating in March, and I'm going to share some of the books that I'm definitely going to read, and then we're going to spin our reading roulette wheel. Before we go into March TBR, I'll do a quick recap on how I've done so far with February. I've kind of crushed my February TBR. For the randomizer wheel, my first pick was a horror book from a favorite author of mine, and I was tentatively gonna read Mama Tolu by Jessica Guess. Jessica Guess was a pleasant surprise, new to me author that I read a couple of years ago. I read her horror novella Cirque Berserk, which I highly recommend. It was excellent. And so I saw that this was a short story of hers, and I read it, and you'll have to wait till the wrap up to see what I thought. But I have read that first pick. The second pick from the reading roulette wheel was a literary fiction story that has magic in some way, shape, or form in it. And for this book, I chose to read Exit West, which I've also read. And then my third pick was reading a fantasy romance or romantasy from my Kindle, which I've also read. I read Rain and Ruin by J.D. Evans. So all of my reading roulette picks from January have been read, in addition to a few of the other books that I mentioned in that video. So if you're curious, of course, I'll link it in the cards above in the description below. But now let's get into March. Sorry if the video angle has changed a little bit. I realized my notes were still saved on my phone, so I had to pause there, send them to my computer, and resume the video. So here we go. Okay, March. So I'm gonna be participating in two different readathons throughout March. The first one is Realmathon, which is created by Covers with Cassidy, and I'm gonna be on the Realm of Blood, so the Blood family team, and I'll link the announcement video in the description below, as well as the co-hosts who are team leaders of Blood, Team Blood, Realm of Blood, whatever we're called. Essentially, it's a competitive readathon where you join a team, and based on the books that you read, you can either give your team points or you can attack other teams by taking away some of their points. It sounds really fun, and I'm excited to see how I do. I'm not gonna create a TBR for that readathon. I'm just gonna kind of associate as many books that I happen to pick up with that readathon and with that scorecard. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm also going to be participating in Herstory-a-thon, which is hosted by Literally Smitten and Connie Reeds. So again, I'll have the announcement video linked below. This readathon centers reading fiction and nonfiction about real women. And so there are a couple memoirs that I'm thinking about that might check some of the bingo boxes off. Again, I don't think I'm gonna create a TBR for this. It's more as I'm picking up books that might apply, I'm gonna check them off on the bingo board. So kind of a loose participation in both of these readathons. So there are a handful of books that I'm planning on picking up in March. Some for book clubs, some just for anticipated releases that are coming out or have recently come out. So the first book that I'm gonna be reading, probably in March, but maybe in April, we'll have to see on the timing of when this book club meeting gets scheduled. But this book is Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt, I think. Again, as always, I'll have the cover on the screen. I know next to nothing about this book other than I think it's a story about a widow and her friendship with an octopus. I have no idea. This is the most recent pick for the book club that I'm in with my best friends from college. Our book club is called Bibliophile Biddies, and this book club has been quiet over the last like 8 months or so, and so we've been texting back and forth and we're trying to get it started again. So we'll see when we actually schedule our meeting, but that's my tentative first read of March. Then for my other book club that I'm in, Broad's Who Book, this month's pick is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier, and this is my pick for the book club. And honestly, I don't know much about this book other than it's got got some spooky piratey elements, and that's all I need to know. I read one other book by Daphne du Maurier, Frenchman's Creek, and I loved it. It was such a unexpected delight in my reading from last year, the year before. And so I was curious to pick up more from this author, and so that's that. Another book that I'm planning on picking up in March is This Could Be Us by Kennedy Ryan. This is her second book in the Skyland series, the first book being Before I Let Go. It's a companion novel, meaning we're following one of the friends from the first book. This is her love story. I think it's also going to be a second chance romance, but I'm not 100% sure. I have been counting down the days for this book to be released, so I cannot wait to pick this up. And then the last thing that I think I'm gonna definitely pick up in March is the third book in the Halfling saga by Melissa Blair. Came out at some point in February. And so I kind of wanted to do a reread of the first two so that I can be ready for the third and feel really immersed back into the world, because it has been a little bit of time since I read these books and they're not too long, so the reread doesn't feel very overwhelming. And so I think I'm gonna pick up all three of those books in March. We'll see. Okay, so now that I've talked about the readathons that I'm gonna be participating in, and then some of my previously scheduled or like definitely going to get to this month reads, now's for the fun. We're gonna spin our reading roulette wheel. Just a quick recap on our reading roulette game. Essentially, I have two randomized wheels. One has a wide variety of different genres. The other one has random words essentially. And for one book pick, I spin each wheel and it gives me kind of a Mad Lib reading prompt. I'm gonna make 3 selections again for March. I did the same for February. And yeah, I think those are all the logistics. So I'm gonna get my screen recording set up. I feel like it always takes me a second to remember how to do it. All right, so here we go for spin number 1. What genre are we gonna pick up this month? I wonder. I mean, okay. Is it telling me I should read Manacled again? No, I'm gonna expand my horizons, maybe. All right, let's see what we get on our second wheel, our randomizer wheel. So here we go. So we're gonna read a fanfic, but what kind of fanfic? Wow, I'm really gonna have to do some research, I think, for this one, because I'm a bit of a novice in the fanfic world. Okay, a friend or sibling pick. Okay, I'm gonna insert a picture of whatever I come up with for this. I'm gonna check in probably with one of my sisters to see if they at least can help me narrow down what kind of fanfic, whether it's, I don't know, some spin-off of a movie, a TV show, a book, something that they've heard about. So I'll let them choose, and whatever's on the screen is what they've recommended. Wow, this is a bit of a curveball. Okay. Let's go for spin number 2, okay? I would be shooketh if we got another fan fiction, but let's see. Okay, great. Love that for me. Fantasy. Huzzah. Amazing. But here's the trick. What kind of fantasy are we going to be reading? Can I kill 2 birds with 1 stone with my reread of the Halfling saga? I don't know. We shall see. Okay, let's go for our next spin. So what kind of fantasy am I reading? What am I going to be reading? Okay. You know what this is giving? I think what this means is that I'm gonna read something from Brandon Sanderson. Either I'm gonna pick up Words of Radiance, the second book in the, oh my God, what is that series called? The Stormlight Archive. Or I'm gonna pick up another one of his like secret special project books. I'll probably honestly read Words of Radiance. That's probably going to be my pick because I don't want too much time to go in between me reading these books. I finished The Way of Kings at the very, very end of December. And so, huzzah! I love that for me. Okay, our third pick. Let's get it going. All right. Wow, I am open to whatever you decide, Wheel. Whatever you pick, I'm here for. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled. What can I say? Okay, a historical romance. One of my favorite reads. But what kind of historical romance are we going to get into this month? Again, anything is fine with me. I love this genre, so I'm down for that. Okay, great. A pink cover. I mean, I wish that I had gotten this pick in February, but I'll read romance all year long, so I don't mind one bit. Also, sorry, Francis's automatic laser toy is going off, so sorry if you can hear that in the background. Okay. So for our reading roulette picks, we have one, a fan fiction from some friend, sister recommendation. I don't know what that's gonna, I mean, you'll know because it'll have been on this, it'll be here, but at this moment, I don't know what that's gonna be. Second one was a fantasy from a favorite author, which I think will definitely be Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. So I can continue on in that series. And then this third one was a historical romance with a pink cover, which, hold on, let me do a little research. While I have you here, I can tell you what I'm thinking of for this book. Okay, one option that I could pick up is Then Came You by Lisa Kleypas. I think this is a bit of a enemies to lovers situation, which we love. Okay, although there are a gazillion books on my want to read list with a pink cover, I think this Lisa Kleypas is the only one in the historical romance genre. So it looks like that's our winner chicken dinner. All right, friends, there we go. That's my March TBR. I've got some exciting reading in store. I've had a fantastic February reading month. I've got quite a bit of momentum, so I hope that just continues into March. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, I don't know, go ahead and leave a green emoji of any kind, because I feel like in my mind, I associate March with things that are green. And so, yeah, I appreciate you all so much. I wish you all the very best March reading you possibly can have. Like and subscribe if you've made it this far. It really helps my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Bye.